the crowd should get loud on defensive third downs and on defensive red zone. So our defense has to work crowd noise just as much as our offense in the first 4 weeks. So this was more of a defensive exercise for our guys to communicate defensively.
What keeps you up at this time of year?
A lot. Most importantly, staying healthy, right? Staying healthy is the most important thing. Guys making good decisions. School's back in session, right? A lot of distractions. Just making good decisions in life. Those are the things that keep me up, right? Just staying healthy and just guys making good decisions.
But talk about communication, with or without crowd noise. Do you feel that aspect has gotten much better now than it has earlier on?
Oh, yeah. I think our communication is significantly better than it was. Not just verbally, but hand signals. Like we've done some fake hand signals, right? Because, offensively, we study hand signals of DBs to try to figure out coverages. So we've challenged our defensive backs to give fake hand signals. So sometimes you may think it's one thing, another time that thing means nothing, right? So a defense can't really tip our hat there, right? So it's really good communication, what's live, what's not.
Before the Conazona scrimmage, you had said, we want to pick our quarterback as our leader, and that has been shaken up by some of these events. So what is your perspective on that part of it now? And is it even possible to consider using more than one quarterback in an opener at this point?
Yeah, I definitely think it's been shaken up a little bit. Just, with Drew being dinged up and a little bit, and him getting healthy when he gets healthy, and Jaden coming along, and Trenton being Trenton. And so I think it definitely throws a curveball. I would say all things are on the table.
Are you still looking at by Thursday making a decision? That's still the timetable?
Yeah, but I would say all things are on the table. We're still figuring out exactly what we want to do right now, how we want to do it. I think those guys all have different skill sets. They all have their strengths. They all have their weaknesses. And how can we maximize their skill set to put the best team on the field that can win? That's our goal. Our goal is not for the future. Our goal is not for next year or 2 years. That's not fair to the seniors that put in the work. Our goal and my goal is to put the best product on the field to give these seniors the best chance to win football games right now. And whatever avenue that is, we're going to cross and we're going to try to do.
Today was a good day for the quarterbacks. You talked about narrowing the focus for one chapter of the book or whatever. Was the byproduct of that, seeing a lot of completions?
100%. We limit it down. We go into a game, our arsenal of plays in this system is over 1,500, 2,000 variations of plays, right? It's like sentences. If you have 15 words and you can put them in different orders, right, how many sentences can you create? That's how our verbiage is. So when we have, 1,000 plays we could run in a practice, and we challenge them and don't tell them which ones we're running that day, right, to make their mind think. And then you limit that to where you carry 75 plays, right, into a game plan, maybe 82, depending on how big your red zone short yardage plan is, right? Think about how much simpler that is for a quarterback to understand what's going on, right? He's not understanding what kind of there are we learning. He knows there is THEIR today, right? It's not one of the 3 variations. And I think stuff like that just helps trigger their mind and makes them play faster.
You start to get eager for game day, or are you like, no, we need every last practice?
Yeah, I actually, game day is my least favorite day of the week, and I'm being dead serious. I like the process that goes into it. The process dictates what happens in it. So, if you don't prepare well, you may as well not show up. Because it's not going to go well unless you're super talented. So I love the process and the daily mental battle, you versus you, that goes into preparing at a high level. And that's really the challenge. It's not who rises to the occasion all the time. You're going to have a few guys who rise to the occasion. But if you don't rise to the occasion of Monday, when we don't meet all day and you have to watch film on your own, right, then, game day, we're going to be limited to how good we can be anyways.
With position battle, especially kind of a long-standing one, how do you differentiate the forest from the trees when you're going through it and not get caught up in one performance or, recency bias?
I think that's hard, right? Because you want to, play the hot hand is, a hot thing in sports. But I think you have to balance. It's a risk assessment, right? If somebody is very explosive, right, but they turn the ball over, right, is that explosiveness actually negated? If somebody does not turn the ball over but isn't explosive, right? Okay, then we're not going to play an explosive game on either side of the ball. Is that explosiveness negated again? The question is, can people that are explosive, or can you call aggressive calls and have a low risk factor, right? So what people give you the best balance of aggressiveness but not careless? So I think that's really what we're looking for, is when we put together a game plan like we did this week, who can take the information from the meeting rooms, go to the field, apply it, get us into the right play within the game plan on a Wednesday practice, get the ball to where it should be on a Wednesday practice. Can that same player then create explosive plays, right? And what is that balance of explosive plays equal wins to turnovers equal losses? And it's the sweet spot. Can you find that sweet spot? That's what we're looking for.
How was Rashad done in that equation like today?
Yeah, he hasn't turned the ball over very much in fall camp. I mean, to be honest, he's done a pretty solid job with that. I think one of the big things for him is the awareness in the pocket. The game's a lot faster. The pass rush is faster. They catch you from behind a lot faster. Normally, he's athletic. He can skate out of the pocket and float at 80%, and he's outrunning people, right? Now you have B.J. Green chasing you down. You better run. You know, like Forrest Gump, run, Forrest, run. Like, you better get on your horse and go. So I think stuff like that are the plays that you don't necessarily see, right, that happen to all the quarterbacks, that you have to coach and make sure they're aware of what is a turnover-worthy play. It's not just interceptions, right? It's sack fumbles. It's conflict climbs. It's how you evade and scramble. Do you hitch up and run? Do you feel the presence in the pocket? And those are the things that are honestly harder to coach. Some people can't see this guy. Peripheral vision isn't there. Some people can see that guy. And those are things we got to see on tape and make an assessment.
But it seemed like there was a few too many drop balls today. What would you attribute that to?
Yeah, I mean, just can't drop the ball. I mean, we don't punish with up downs or anything like that for drop balls. Go catch more balls, right? There's a problem, fix the problem with a solution, right? If somebody shows up late, well, then they have to be early from now on. Like, it's very simple. Like, we're about functional fixing. So if you drop balls, go to the jug machine after practice. We got an awesome jugs machine. It's basically a QB robot jugs machine that we had a phenomenal donor donate for our football team. And go out there and catch balls on your own.
Coach, are there any positions that you don't think are going to be established, like who's going to be the first team by Thursday? When you said the QB, like I know.
Yeah, I think there could be a few, but I'm probably not going to comment on those, especially before the first game, right, specifically. Right, especially if somebody hasn't won a job. You know, other positions you can rotate guys and you don't have to have a declared starter. The guy who runs on the field on first down does not mean to me he's the starter. It's the guy who's in the game when the game's on the line who's the starter, right? There may be series that we don't start with our best, for example, wideouts in the game, right? We may sub them the first big third down in the drive, knowing that we want our freshest players on third down and we convert. Now we've got our guys fresh, right, to continue a drive. So I don't look at starters as the guys who necessarily take the field first, right? It's the guys who are in the game when the plays matter the most.